All the behind-the-scenes work, audio, visual, camera work, everything, bringing you Quizmaster Challenge each week. I'd also like to recognize Roz Wills, a Blake High School senior, who's the voice calling in the players' names on each of our toss-up questions, and also recognize Ann Wynn, doing the technical directing as the assistant to the director inside Command Central here at Seneca Valley High School. Players were ready to start the second half, each question worth 15 points. Once again, no penalty for an incorrect response on the toss-up question. The question will be completed. Flip back to the second team for a chance at those 15 points. As we start the second half, a check of the score shows Springbrook 200, JFK 90. Here comes the first of your 15 pointers. This up for grabs on music history. The 1945 Pulitzer Prize for Music was awarded for the music to the ballet Appalachian Spring, created by what American composer, also noted for fanfare for the common man?
Springbrook, Goodall.
Aaron Copland.
Aaron Copland, good for 15 points. For 15 points on the American presidency, we note that Arizona became the 48th state to enter the Union on February the 14th, 1912, under the administration of what president?
Kennedy, Musicant.
Taft.
It was William Howard Taft. Nice buzz, good for 15 points. To the monitor players, the next of our visual questions, this 15-pointer on quotations. A crow could not fly over it without carrying his rations with him. These words about how he had devastated the Shenandoah Valley were said in 1864.
Springbrook, French.
Sherman.
Good guess, but it's not Sherman. Was said in 1864 by what Union general whose cavalry then cut off Robert E. Lee's retreat at Appomattox in April 1865. Kennedy, can you take it? Buzz if you want it. It was Philip Sheridan, so no points for either team. For 15 points on chemistry, answer this choice question. Atoms of which of the following elements have the strongest attraction for electrons? Would it be aluminum, chlorine, silicon, or sodium? Any chemists? It was
Springbrook, French.
Chlorine.
It is chlorine for 15 points. Let's check your depth of knowledge, players, with this 15-pointer up for grabs on 20th century figures. As we note that Pope John Paul II in 1994 awarded a papal knighthood to what former Austrian president, who had earlier served as Secretary General of the United Nations and may have earlier been involved in Nazi war crimes. That was Kurt Waldheim, no points for either team. To the monitor players, this 15-pointer on 20th century art. Here you see an Edward Hopper painting dating to 1929 and depicting a small sailboat along the rocky coast of what New England state, which entered the Union in 1820 as part of the Missouri?
Springbrook, French.
Maine.
It was Maine. You remembered Maine, and good for 15 points. We're halfway through the round. The check of the score shows Springbrook 245, JFK 105. Pencil and paper at the ready, players, for this 15-pointer on math. What is the total surface area of a cube with one edge equal to 9 inches?
Kennedy, Bernstein.
729.
Is incorrect. Question is complete. Can you take it? Time, the answer is 486 square inches, so no points for either team. For 15 points on 20th century pseudonyms, try this. Give the two-word name by which history remembers the woman born Margarita Gertrude Zell, who posed as a Javanese temple dancer before the French military.
Springbrook, Feister.
Can you take it?
Mari Hadi.
Is incorrect. I'll complete. A Javanese temple dancer before the French military discovered she was a spy and executed her by firing squad on October the 15th, 1917. Can you take it? Mata Hari, the answer there, so no points for either team. To the monitor players, pencil and paper at the ready for this 15-pointer on French literary characters as you match the characters you see here to this list of French authors who created them. Edmond Rostand, Victor Hugo, Jules Verne, Voltaire.
Kennedy, Barthold.
Kennedy, please begin your response.
Hugo's Quasimodo. Verne is Captain Nemo. What was that one? Voltaire is Cyrano de Bergerac. And what was the last one? Rostand, you said? Is the last one.
Is incorrect. Question is complete. Can you take it, Springbrook?
Springbrook, French.
Rostand was Cyrano de Bergerac. Hugo was Quasimodo. Verne, Captain Nemo, and Voltaire, Dr. Pangloss.
And I'm glad with a name like French, you were able to get that matching question on French authors. Good for 15 points. For 15 points on physics, try this choice question. During nuclear fission, energy is released as a result of which of these events? Would it be the splitting of heavy nuclei, the combining of heavy nuclei, the splitting of light nuclei, or the combining of light nuclei?
Springbrook, Goodall.
The splitting of heavy nuclei.
Good for 15 points. Here's a 15-pointer on names the same as you tell me the single last name common to these three. To Daisy, the title character in a Henry James novel. To Bodie, the American who won.
Springbrook, Feister.
Can you take it?
Buchanan.
Is incorrect. I'll complete. To Bodie, who won 0 medals at the 2006 Winter Olympics.
Kennedy, Musicant.
Miller.
It was Miller, and you didn't need the clue on the guy who wrote The Crucible and Death of a Salesman. Good for 15 points for Kennedy. We close out the third period of play with our final 15-pointer, this one on historic epithets, as we note that the nickname Father of Tragedy has been given by historians to what noted
Kennedy, Bernstein.
Aristotle.
Is incorrect. I'll complete to what noted ancient Greek playwright whose major works include Agamemnon, the Eumenides, and Prometheus Bound. Springbrook, can you take it?
Springbrook, French.
Sophocles.
It was Aeschylus, contemporary of Sophocles, but not the same guy. So no response on our last question moves us out of our third period of play, and here we are in the final round, players, the bonus round. You'll have the chance to answer up to 10 toss-ups worth 15 points, and with a correct response, the opportunity then for a bonus worth between 20 and 30 points. Once more, no penalty for an incorrect response on the toss-up question. The question will be completed, flipped over to the second team for a chance at those 15 points, and of course the bonus worth 20, 25, or 30. As we move into the final round of play, a quick check of the score shows Springbrook 275, JFK 120. Here's our first toss-up of the final round, a 15-pointer on footnotes to history, as you play for the chance at our first bonus of the game, a 30-pointer on the year 1979. The 21-year-old Frances Folsom earned a footnote in American history in the 1880s when she became the wife of what widowed president and served as First Lady during her husband's 2 non-consecutive terms.
Kennedy, Bernstein.
Cleveland.
Grover Cleveland for 15 points for Kennedy, for 10 points each and 30 points for all three. 3 questions on the year 1979. Captain Solomon, I'll come to you for your team's consensus response. First for 10 points, who was President of the United States in 1979?